All right, this is just We the People News one more time at it. All right, this is still a follow up of the Demurrer, okay? But this is going to be the document that he filed of discovery, okay? So, anyway, I'm not giving legal advice, okay? Anything I say or do is just my opinion, all right? Do your own research, okay? You're responsible for yourself. Never look straight forward, always look around to be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Let's see what he has to say about the discovery.
Against the alleged defendant and order my immediate release. And that's the end of that one. It's pretty good. This guy is pretty sharp. Um, let me see. Okay, this is discovery. And this is 4 pages, so it's quite a bit shorter. Exculpatory material. Let me see here. I want to make sure it's coming up in the. It is. Good. Well, let's do this. Okay. Wanted to make sure it's nice and big so people can see it. Comes now John Smith, a natural person in the above styled action. John Smith denies that this court has jurisdiction over his person. John Smith denies being a citizen of the United States, citizen of the federal government via the 14th Amendment, being an alien from another country, being anything other than a citizen of the state in which he is domiciled, which is Idaho. John Smith, a man, reserves all rights secured to him by the Idaho Constitution, which includes both enumerated and unenumerated rights. Rights regarding pro se filings referred to Demurrer. John Smith denies that the plaintiff can prove any of the requested material is not relevant to the determination of the alleged defendant's guilt or innocent, or the ability of this court to impose punishment. If any of the requested material exposes the fact that for any reason the plaintiff lacks standing, or the court for any reason lacks jurisdiction, the alleged defendant right to it is as exculpatory material is absolute. In fact, it is the duty of the plaintiff in a criminal prosecution to voluntarily turn over all exculpatory material. John Smith denies that any material that has the potential to expose that the prosecuting attorney has no constitutional authority to move against the alleged defendant, a man, can be deemed irrelevant. John Smith, a man, denies that any material that has the potential to expose the alleged defendant is not subject to the system of law that this court enforces, can be deemed irrelevant. Discovery sought. The plaintiffs, as listed as the state of Idaho, what is the plaintiff? Is the plaintiff a municipal corporation? The alleged defendant, a man, requires the charter for this municipal corporation to determine the limits of its authority. Who are the stockholders for the plaintiff? Please provide the section in the Idaho Constitution that authorizes plaintiff the authority to be a plaintiff in a criminal style action against the alleged defendant, a man. If it is conceded that plaintiff is a corporation, please provide the section in the Idaho Constitution that authorizes any corporation to be granted any authority to be the plaintiff in a criminal style action against the alleged defendant, a man. Please provide the section of the Idaho Constitution that authorizes the DA corporate legal attorney for the plaintiff to act in the same capacity as a public prosecutor in a criminal action against an alleged defendant, a man. This court, please provide all details about this court, including papers of incorporation and charter. If it is conceded that this court is a corporate entity, please provide the section in the Idaho Constitution where a municipal corporation court can accept jurisdiction over an alleged defendant, a man. If you deny that this court is a municipal corporation, please provide proof that this court is one of the legislature established as a judicial branch court in harmony with the Idaho Constitution, Article 5, Section 2. If it is claimed to be a constitutionally authorized judicial branch court, please provide the section of the Idaho Constitution where this court is authorized to treat the alleged defendant, a man, as a citizen of the federal government, citizen of the United States, or a foreign alien. If it is claimed to be a constitutionally authorized judicial branch court, please provide the section in the Idaho Constitution where this court can deny the alleged defendant, a man, a common law trial by jury. If it is admitted that this is not a judicial branch court, please provide the section in the Idaho Constitution that authorizes a legislative court or a non-constitutional statutory court or any municipal court to exercise judicial-style powers over the alleged defendant, a man. Please provide the exact system of law this court is moving under, enforcing. That includes the actual name of this system of law. For instance, in the United States, the system of law is called municipal law. See, I mean, this is the kind of stuff I'd be more inclined to do than talk about trusts. You know what I mean? You talk about trusts, it might work. You might be able to make it go away. It might not either. And when you talk about trusts, you've turned yourself into a trust, a beneficiary. Please provide the exact system of law this court is moving under, enforcing. That includes the actual name of this system of law. For instance, in the United States, the system of law is called municipal law. Please provide the alleged defendant, a man, with the section of the relevant constitution that makes the alleged defendant a man subject to the system of law, which is not recognized by the Idaho Constitution that this court is moving under and enforcing. System of law. This court enforces a system of law that's not authorized to be imposed on the alleged defendant, a man, by the Idaho Constitution. This appears to be some secret system of law, because the alleged defendant, a man, cannot find any information on it. Please provide full disclosure on the secret system of law enforced by this court. Please provide full disclosure on the presumed authority this court claims to be operating under to impose this secret system of law upon the alleged defendant, a man. Please provide full disclosure on where the alleged defendant, a man, can find the rules for this system of law, because the alleged defendant has not been able to locate any detailed published information on this secret system of law and its rules. Denial of due process is slavery. The alleged defendant, a man, states that without knowing the nature of the system of law and the rules it goes by, the alleged defendant is being denied due process of law. Without that knowledge, the alleged defendant cannot mount a relevant defense. The alleged defendant, a man, states that the actual and sought discovery, including proof this court has authority to proceed in this case, denies the alleged defendant the ability to mount a relevant defense, and therefore denies the alleged defendant, a man, due process of law. The alleged defendant, a man, states that a denial of due process of law to include the right to mount a relevant defense constitutes a declaration of slavery upon the alleged defendant, because only a slave can be denied due process of law, which includes the right to, and at least try, to mount a relevant defense. John Smith, a man, denies that any of the material can be denied the alleged defendant without violating constitutionally secured due process of law rights, because all evidence is related to the ability of the government to impose punishment upon the alleged defendant, a man. And that's the end of that one. And then there's challenge jurisdiction. Oh.
So I'm going to pause it here so we can step by step it of what you're talking about. Okay. With firsthand knowledge, it is a pain to go by men, women, and all that. You hear some of these people that says it don't work. But I've been a witness to such cases that has worked. And in cases it has one of the worst systems there is called family court. Now, did they give up and they didn't want to do anything? Most likely. It was more of a headache for them than it's worth. But he stuck his ground and challenged everything and planned out telling him he's not there to contract. Right, which in family court's the 4D contract program. But that being said, I was a witness to it worked in that one particular case. Okay? Let's now I understand that beeping sound irritates some of y'all. Right now, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't even know where it's coming from. I shut a lot of things off, so I don't even know where it's coming from. Okay? So I'm still working on it. My apologies. However, or moreover, this is to benefit me. Uh, and of course, you guys are welcome because, well, I'm putting it out there in the public. But just recognize that it's more for my benefit of my research, of my education, and my comprehending. Okay? So, there we go. These are We the People News. Bye, y'all.